You take a hue, decrease the saturation drastically, increase the brightness, and what you get over here is a pastel color. And there are several types of pastel colors like this. What I did was taking these pastel colors and creating a theme pack for KDE Plasma to transform your desktop experience from this to something like this. Okay, before we continue, you can get all the modified configs, wallpapers, GUI theme installer from the links provided in the description. And not just a GUI theme installer for one specific distro or one specific desktop. So you can basically install this theme in GNOME, on Ubuntu or Fedora or any distro of your choice. These are available as perks if you support me on Patreon, which goes a long way to support open source development under Nex. For more information about Nex or open source development, watch this video or check the links provided in the description. Okay, let's continue. So what I was really hoping was to get a theme which has borders and it actually brings out the elements from the background, but however I could not find, so I made one. Well, I modified a window decoration theme and converted it into something like this. So it's really easy. It's like editing one SVG file and that's all what you need to do. But the editing should be done very properly because else it will end up looking not so good. Kind of like disconnected or like straight up bad. Okay, now let me show you how to get the window decorations. But installing theme is very simple, especially for the window decoration. Let's go to Appearance under System Settings and head over to Window Decorations. Here you will get a lot of options. Click on Get New Window Decorations if you don't have Tokyo Night installed, and now just search for Tokyo Night. As you can see, I already have Tokyo Night installed. Install the theme, and for the next step, just open your file manager. Just go to your home directory, search for local, share, search for all array, themes, and now Tokyo Night. Here we have this decoration.svg. This is the file which you need to edit. What you can do is just replace the default decoration.svg with the file that I have provided in the description and just paste it over here. That's all you need to do. For the dock or panel area, I did not use Latte for this video because it turned out to be extremely buggy in the previous one. So it's better to skip something that might get into your regular usage experience. So I used the default panel provided by KDE and installed some widgets inside the panel itself. And for the application launcher, I did not really find anything that matches the application launcher that I'm really looking for to match with the current theming and the colors that I've used. So I went for Rofi. I used a widget that would run a command to launch the Rofi on the screen so that you can use the Rofi in the place of the application launcher. Okay, for getting the Rofi, you need to open your web browser, and my current panel condition is not really good. So it's not really done right now. So it's looking bad. But anyway, let's search for Rofi themes, and this is what we are going to download. So you can either just click on code and download the zip, or you can also use git clone to download these files. So I'm going to download the zip from here. So download zip. You need to wait for a few seconds for the download to start. If the download takes a lot of time to start, you can alternatively open your terminal and head over to a folder like downloads, and just git clone. I think this is much faster. So after it is done, just close the web browser, open your file manager, head over to downloads, and here we have the Rofi folder, files, and these are the files we need. Now if you open launchers, go for type 4 and try to start a launcher from here, you will see you're getting some errors. Okay, before we do this part, it's important to install Rofi, and it's very simple. Just go for sudo dnf install Rofi. Now I'm on Fedora, so I'm using dnf, and if you're on Ubuntu, you have to use apt. So it will be sudo apt install Rofi. And for any other distro, you need to use their respective package manager along with the name of the package. Okay, Rofi is installed. Also, let me show you how to see if Rofi is installed properly. Just enter Rofi show and you will get the default Rofi view here. So if I just click Dolphin, it will just launch Dolphin. It's already launched. Okay, Now if you right click on launcher.sh and click on running console, you're going to get this error. Now the file does not exist at the said location. So just go to the files portion, copy all the files, head over to home and then go to .config. Here we have .config and create a new folder named Rofi. Inside Rofi you can paste all the stuff. Done. Now if I go to launcher, for example type 1 and run in console, you get the Rofi view that is available. Now I searched through all the types of Rofi themes available, like type 1, type 2, type 3, and I think type 4 is the most suitable one in this case. So this is what type 4 is looking like. Even inside type 4 you also get other options like style 1, style 2, style 3. If you want to change the style, you can just double click on launcher.sh, click on open and then change this style 1 variable. Change the theme variable from style 1 to something like style 2, 3, 4 or anything else. For example, if you want, you can go for style 6, save it and right click, run in console. As you can see, this is the different style. Okay, but we're going to stick to style 1 because it looks very much similar to the current window decorations we are using. Okay, now the colors. The colors don't really look nice because they are different, right? For example, if I run it in console, you can see the colors don't match properly with the current theme that we are using. So in order to change the colors, let us see what colors style1.rossi is using. If you click here, you'll find that it is actually importing colors from shared/colors.rossi. So if you go to shared folder, you get this colors.rossi file. Inside colors.rossi, it is importing config/rofi/colors/onedark.rossi. Here you can change the color to anything else. For example, you have Everforest theme colors, Grovebox theme colors, Node, Solarized and more. But if you want to modify, for example, we are using onedark.rossi, just go back to Rofi, enter colors folder and search for onedark.rossi. And it's very simple to modify. Okay, now let me show you the panel. I've already done all the changes required, so it's very simple. Let me just show you the widgets I have installed. Enter edit mode. Here we have the overview. If you click on overview, it will just launch this overview page like we have in GNOME. So it looks like this. And then we have the fancy tasks. Now, if you want, you can use the default task manager of KDE also, but I had fancy tasks installed, so I used this one. Now just open configure and make sure you have the icon scale set to around 75 or 50%. 50% will make it smaller and it will look much smaller than these icons, which doesn't look quite nice. So I'm using the 75% mark. Now there are also other stuff which you can change like the behavior and all, but what you should be changing is this one, which is the maximum rows. Make sure 1 is selected or set over here. Now click OK, that is all done. And then we have the system tray, which is the default KDE system tray consisting of all the required stuff inside here. Finally, there we have the digital clock. It's actually changed a little bit. So let me just show you. Open configure. Now inside the appearance tab, make sure you have manual selected. So you can choose the font and size from here. I've chosen Noto Sans and the size is set to 10. Now if you have automatic selected, it will actually look huge, which doesn't look nice. 10 is a nice number for this height of the panel. It has sufficient padding on left, right, top and bottom. Show date is turned off because it looks clumsy when it is turned on. So I'll just turn it off and done. Now the last part and the most important part is this one, which is run. So it's a widget I got from the Plasma store. So let me also show you how you can get new widgets. Enter add widgets, get new widgets and download new Plasma widgets. Now just search for the widget name. For example, run. See, run command. We have this widget installed. Also, we have the overview widget installed. Now I'm going to change this icon. I'm going to search one which does represent the overview mode well, and this can be changed. So yeah, After those are installed, you can just drag and drop with the add widget option turned on. Just drag widgets from here and place them inside this portion. That is all. Now let's go to configure run. You can change the icon from here. I'm using the distro icon. Basically, you just click on choose after clicking on the icon and search for your distro name. For example, it's Fedora in my case, and I used this icon. Now, if you're on Ubuntu, I think Ubuntu flavors are also there. For example, we have Ubuntu, Ubuntu Budgie, Ubuntu Mate, and more. So even you have Ubuntu Studio here. The command part is very simple. Just open Dolphin. Let's head over to the Rofi location, for example here, which is inside, not inside pictures, we have it inside home/.config, search for .config, and Rofi launchers type 4 and launcher.sh. There are two ways you can do this. You can go to properties and copy the location from here. If the entire location is visible, you can copy it from here. If it is not visible, you can also do this. You can open terminal here and just type realpath./launcher.sh, launcher.sh, enter, and you will get the entire path here. So just right click, copy, or Ctrl+Shift+C, and then go back, configure run, and paste it in the command part. Okay, done. Now when you click on it, you will see the Rofi launches. Great. So the panel and Rofi both are done properly. Now let's move on to the next part. Installing KDE themes are pretty simple. You just need to open the system settings and search for the theme inside the theme section and install it from there. But for this theme, I went for the official source, which is in the GitHub, and they provide a really simple installer script for installing your theme. So you can choose the type of theme you want to install. Okay, let me just show you. You can go to global themes, or you can individually install the required stuff. So let's go to colors. So I'm using this theme. I actually don't know what is the pronunciation, so sorry for that. But yeah, this is the theme I'm currently using. If you want, you can get the color scheme from here itself. But what I did was downloading it from the official site. So just search for the theme name and put KDE after that, and here we have this. So you will find the installation instruction here. So first we need to git clone this. So open the terminal. Since we already have it downloaded, it does not work. So what we can do is just rm with the r flag and put the name of the theme here. So it will initially be asking for some permissions. Just enter Y and all the files will be removed. Now you can run this command, and again you will have the required files for the theme downloaded. Now let's cd into the directory. Now we have this file named install.sh. So just run this install.sh. After this, the process is very self-explanatory. You can just go ahead and install it directly from inside the terminal. You can just select the flavor of your choice and install it according to your wish. So currently I have this version installed. So it is the first one. There are different previews also here, but unfortunately they are not visible. But I think you can go to the home folder and then head over to the required directory, go to assets. Here we have res.webp. And this is probably containing the color schemes available here. So you can choose from there also. Now I don't know why these are not visible here, and it literally happens every time inside GitHub that pictures are not visible. I don't know if I am doing something wrong or if this is a bug that is present. I have no idea, but none of the pictures would be ever visible inside GitHub. Since I already have it installed, I'm not going to go for the first one. Let me show you some other theme that can be installed. Like, let's go for the latte variant. So I'll select 4. Then you can choose an accent color. For example, rosewater, flamingo, pink, and more. Other options are there. You can choose something like teal. It will look nice. So let's select teal. The teal is number 10. So just enter 10 here and press enter. Now we have two options: window decoration style, modern, which is mixed, and the classic Mac OS style. Let's go for modern. And for the final step, you will find this, which is install latte teal with the modern window decorations. Press Y and press enter and wait for a few seconds. and the installation will be done. So it basically installs an entire global theme, and you can press Y to apply the theme, and as you can see, it applies the theme. So currently we are on the latte variant, applied all over the place. Also, the window decorations have changed, so I'm not going to use the window decorations of this theme. So head over to window decoration also and switch back to Tokyo Night. Now for the button size, I'm using normal, and if you are really attracted to use the one that is provided by the theme itself, you can choose this one, and you can choose button size to be tiny, because normal button size are actually huge, so they don't look good. You can choose tiny. Right now you can see a slight border at the right side. It's because I was editing the theme myself and I did that. But if you install it from the official repositories, this problem would not be there. So let me just apply the Tokyo Night theme, the modified version. And here we have the modified version applied. And I think you need to relaunch Firefox to see the theme taking effect. And as you can see, the theme has been perfectly applied inside Firefox also. Now, one of you guys reported recently that Firefox does not really take the window decoration themes. It happens because this option, Customize Toolbar, if you turn off Title Bar, you will see it is not taking the Tokyo Night theme properly. It's also using larger icons for the close, minimize and maximize buttons. So make sure you have the title bar enabled for the Firefox so it looks good. Finally, we also need to install the application style. Currently, I'm using Kvantum Dark or Kvantum. It's literally the same. So you need to have Kvantum installed for that. Just open the terminal and search for Kvantum package. So as you can see, you have the packages over here. You can install the one that you need. I already have Kvantum installed from here, so just go for sudo dnf install and choose the version of the Kvantum you need. Now, I already have Kvantum installed, so I'll just launch Kvantum Manager. Go to, already will find this, which is install or update themes. Select a Kvantum folder, and before you do this, you need to have the theme downloaded for Kvantum. So just search for the theme name with Kvantum. As you can see, you will get the GitHub link. Again, you can just git clone this, or if you want, you can also download it from here. It's all the same. So I prefer git cloning it. I'll just copy it, go back to this, and it's inside the folder itself. So git clone and paste the link. Done. Now we can go back to Kvantum, select a Kvantum folder, choose Kvantum, src, and here we have all the versions of the theme available. So let's choose blue, okay, and install this theme. Installed, and as you can see, the background and all changes. You can click on preview to see the preview of the current theme getting used, and you can also configure this if you want. For example, under compositing, you can select for translucent windows, you can change menu opacities and all. For example, if you want to edit the Dolphin window manager, just select translucent windows and search if Dolphin is here or not, and as you can see, Dolphin is not there, so you can reduce the window opacity. You can save this and let us launch Dolphin, and as you can see, it's using transparent background. Now if we go back to system settings, under workspace behavior and desktop effects, you will find an option which is blur. You can change the level of blurring here to change the blurring amount. Now you will find that none of the blurring amount applies anywhere. This is because I forgot to configure one thing inside Kvantum, which is this one, blurring for translucent windows. So just turn it on and save it, and as you can see, it blurs the background. Now the blurring is too much, so it is not really understandable, so I'll go for a very light version of the blur, and also I'll reduce the noise strength. Now the blur is very much noticeable. Just increase it a little bit. Great. Let us now relaunch Dolphin, and you will find that it is also having the blur background. Looks great. Now if you want to increase this, you can also do that. Increase by 50%. As you can see, the background becomes more translucent in such a case. But however, you need to again increase the blur amount in order to make everything visible in front. I would recommend you to keep it around 20%, which gives a very good balance. So let's relaunch Dolphin. As you can see, there's the background blur we are looking for. Great. Let's close the Kvantum window manager. Let's close Kvantum. Okay, now for the final part, we need to edit the terminal theme also. Now I'm using a custom profile but however it is not really respecting the current background. So just head over to appearance, select breeze, click on edit. For the background we have to select a different color. Let us pick a screen color. Let's use this and apply. And as you can see, the background color now looks much better. Okay, so that is all for the theming part. Okay, now let us get the icon pack. If you open settings and head over to icons, you will see I'm using Fairy Wren as the current icon pack, but you can install some new icons which match the current theme. I was thinking of something with not much saturation, like let us see if we can go for the node variants of the icons like these. So this is how it would look like. Now as you can see, the icons have changed. So just configure run and click here, choose. Let us see if we can get Fedora again. Yeah, it's still available. Let's go for the darker variant, apply, done. Similarly for this one, configure overview, choose, let's search for window. I think this would go, but however it does not look really nice, so we can use something else like this one, apply and done. So it launches the overview mode. Okay, now let's create the wallpaper. What I went for is darker shades of pastels for the background, since this is a dark theme, and some lighter foreground elements, and also I did try to put some pastel gradients in the wallpaper. But however, due to some limitation of Inkscape, it leads to a lot of banding in the gradient, so that does not really look good. But if I find out a solution for that, I'll definitely upload the pictures without the banding. Right now, the maximum resolution you can get for these are 6K. If you want high resolutions, this is basically an SVG file. I'll provide the SVG file. You can export in high resolutions also. So you can go even crazy like 8K, 16K or even more. So do check the links down in the description. But also remember that if you want the 6K variant or the SVG files, those are available under Patreon. But the HD version of the wallpapers are free. Okay, for this video, there are no conkeys because KDE provides you with some cool and awesome desktop widgets. And I found a very simple, unique and modern one over here. Installing widgets are also pretty simple. You can do it directly from here. Okay, this will be our final step, which is applying the wallpaper. Now I have created all the wallpapers. I've shown you already. I'm going to apply this one, which is the purplish wave wallpaper, which is specifically created to match the colors I've used in this theme. So just right click and set as wallpaper. So this is how it is going to look like. And I know it looks kind of empty when you don't have the application search menu opened or the application launcher opened. And I do have a solution, but it is not conky in this case. So this is how it looks like. If you open some applications, for example, this is the file manager, or like let's go for something else like the console. Actually, in file manager, these look a little bit weird, especially because of such a huge size. I would rather go for a smaller version. It looks better with the current icon pack getting used. Now, if you want, you can remove all the icons from the desktop like I did over here. Now, for the final step, let us add a widget. This is the one that I was talking about. Long press for moving it and place it almost at the center region, so it looks good. Okay, so this is how our final look would be. And the final step would be the power options. As you can see, I have added one over here because it does not have the power menu, but I'm going to remove that. Instead, I'm going to use the one that is provided with the Rofi theme pack. So just go to home/.config, head over to .config, Rofi, and what we need are power menus. Now there we have number of types. Let's go for the number 4 type, running console. So this is how the number 4 type looks like. Kind of okay-ish, but let us see what style it is currently using. It is using style 5. Let's use style 1 so it matches, and restart. So this is style 1. Still, it is not really looking good. Let's try a different type. Let's go for type 1. Okay, it uses rounded corners. Try a different style. Still no use. Go for type 2. Yeah, this one kind of looks a little bit better. Let's see what color pack it is using. So it's using 1 dark, and obviously we have already changed the color values for 1 dark. And if you see what style it is using style 1, and style 1 is importing shared/colors.rasi. So obviously it is using the one that we intend to. So let's try a different style right now. I think the style 1 looks good. So let's stick to style 1. Okay. Now I do need to edit the colors, and I won't lie, I think the colors do need a change still now. So let us look into that also. Okay, before we do that, let us add widget and put another run widget here. Let's also put a show desktop, or like minimize all windows. Down, right click, configure run, choose the icon to be something related to power, apply, and done. Configure run, and let's open terminal here. Okay, first let us check if this is the correct variant we are choosing. So run in console, yeah, correct. Close this, open in terminal, and again real path, and just copy this and paste it here, apply. Okay, now the power menu pops up. So here we have this, and here we have the power menu. Now since we have a border here, it does not really cause much of a trouble, but if you look into this one, it does cause a little bit of an issue because it does not have any border. What we can do is just configure the run type. Just open the terminal and paste this. Let us change the type and see what happens. So this is type 3. Let us go for type 5 because 4 is already checked. This is type 5. Obviously not. See if type 6 is present. Nope. Let's go for type 7. Type 7 is not there. So let us see type 1 for last. Again, it has the rounded corners, but however, you see there are borders available here. So I think inside type 1, we should be getting something which has straight corners. So apply, and I'm not really using rounded corners, much of rounded corners in KDE because KDE does not really handle rounded corners well. I mean, I had themes installed with rounded corners, and there was like those blur parts sticking out, making that straight cut corner. So it does not look really good. I don't know if it is visible here or it is just covered by the border which is getting used, but it looks really bad. So it's not available here. But for the GNOME version of this theme, I think I will add the rounded corners. Okay. This is type 2, we're looking for type 1, open type 1, and let's choose a different style. Currently style 2 is selected. Let's go for style 1. Okay, let's go for style 3. Yeah, style 3 kind of looks familiar, but let's see what other styles we have. This is style 4. Nope. Let's go for style 5. This is the last option available. Okay, great. I think we need to stick to style 3 just to match this one. So as you can see, they match very well. Okay, for the final step, I would like to change the colors for the Rofi theme. So just go to Rofi colors, and we are using onedark.rosy. Let's change the colors we are using over here. For the background, let's use a lighter variant, much lighter variant of that theme. Let's see which part of the background is actually affected. So let's go for pure white color. So as you can see, this is the part of the background which is getting affected. So we can choose a theme responsibly. Okay, just for convenience, let's add the color picker widget just for our convenience. Drag it here. Okay, let's pick the color of the background. So this is the background color, but I would like to use a lighter variant of that. So just search for color picker, paste the hex code, and let's choose a lighter variant. This is very light. Let's see what happens. Save. Okay, it's starting to look a bit better with the background color, but it does need a revamp for the other colors getting used. Let's go for alternative background color. Let's see which parts it will be affecting by choosing pure white. Save and restart. Okay, so much of the texts and other elements are using this color. So what we can do is choose an even lighter variant of the one which we have used inside this portion, which will bring out the pastel color effect more. Great. Copy, paste. Okay, it looks better. Okay, now let's select the foreground color. Here I'm going to use 0 for black so that we can understand which parts it will be affecting. So these are the parts getting affected. Okay, for those we can select the one which we have used here. Paste, save. Okay, looks better. For selected color, let's go for pure black and see how it affects. Okay, so that was the selected color. For this one, again, I would like to go for this variant. Let's put the missing F, remove the extra hash and save it. Okay, looks better now. For active, let us see what can be done. Okay, so it will be affecting this. Since Fedora is basically blue, so we can select a blue variant of the color. And the foreground color used here is very light. We can use a dark color or a super light color. I think a super light variant will be better because again, you know, the pastel color effect. Copy and paste, save. Let's see the color. Well, it's looking good, but I think the brightness can be increased even further. Great. For urgent, okay, understood. For urgent, let us pick a dark variant of red, a very muted dark version of red. Still, I think the foreground colors can be made a little bit better, and especially the colors which are used over here can be made a bit brighter. So I don't really understand what color is getting used there. So what I will be doing right now is very simple. Just copy the background color and paste it on the background alternative color. I think alt background is the one which is getting used, so it will give us an idea. Actually, it's not the alt background. Let's paste it in foreground and see. Still not found. Okay, let's see. Okay, what we can do is make the selected color something else. Let's choose background in the place of the selected color. Okay, so basically the background is getting used there. So the selected color can be made something very dark. So the current variant we are using is this, right? Not this. This is the selected color currently getting used. It is quite dark, but however, it is not really dark for the current background which is used. So what we can do is either make the background brighter. Let's select something bright. Yeah, now it makes more difference. Looks better. The contrast is present. Okay, for the final step, I have added this widget like I showed you earlier, and also I did not remove this color picker because it just looks nice. What I basically did, just configure color picker and increase the preview count to 5 and just picked some colors from the screen, and it just fills the void that is present on the left side of the screen. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.